and we are celebrating the 2020 graduates of high school. And Tita, man, this your granddaughter, man. Take it off, man.
Hey, I'm introducing my granddaughter, Loni Longsworth. She's a millennium. She's graduating this year, 2020. She's been kind of cheated as a high school graduate. There's no senior trip, there's no prom, there's no graduation. So I'm gonna let Loni talk about her experience and how she feels about this year and this pandemic and how it's really affected her.
Personally, it hasn't affected me to terms of graduation, because I'm just happy to make it through high school. But I could see how it affected my peers, because they were really excited for this. This was their chance to show. Some people, they won't do anything after this. This was their moment. And so for me, it would have been awesome to have walked across that stage. But I know for a fact that I most likely will have that moment again, because I'm going to college.
There you go.
And so
proud of you, girl. Proud of you.
Thank you. But for us, our generation, well, our class, we are not being told that we can feel anything about this. We are being told that this isn't about you. And yes, we know there's people dying, and that is the main point of this whole thing. That's what we should be focusing on. But you cannot take that away from seniors. Not only just seniors graduating from high school, but seniors graduating from college. A lot of the older classes that came before us are telling us that it wasn't that exciting. It wasn't all that. You were better off without it. But they can't personally make that choice for us.
True.
We have to make that connection ourselves, and we weren't able to.
You all were cheated. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the senior experience is something that you really, either you have it or you don't. Some people, they want to go to prom. Some people don't wish to go to prom. You got senior ditch day. You have the picnic. You have the prom. You have the after prom. You have all of the dressing up and going out and really just having that opportunity to say goodbye to those individuals. Because believe it or not, there's some people that you will never see again, to be quite frank. And then there's other people who, you will see at the class reunions and stuff like that. So, we really feel for you, because, myself, I had a great senior year. I graduated early, so I came back for all the activities. But, don't let anybody tell you that you didn't lose anything. I think that you all have to take it incumbent upon yourself to understand what it is that you all lost. And you all, don't let anybody tell you that you didn't lose anything, because that's a lot. Because, I stayed out all night at the prom. Yeah.
I was looking forward to prom, because I didn't get to go to junior prom because I was home. It's the same thing. It's just we like to incorporate juniors with our senior prom. But I wasn't able to go because I was sick and I had to be homebound. So I was really looking forward to this year's prom. Good thing we didn't go dress shopping yet.
You know what? It's funny you said that, because I was just looking online last night, and they had 15 seniors who were out they really did a photo shoot of them in their prom dresses. And it was so beautiful, because they were in these landscapes that were empty, because, we're in COVID-19. And they were just out there going ahead, celebrating the fact that they did have their dress, and showing us how beautiful they were. There was one couple, they were together, and they were on a motorcycle, and I think their colors were blue and orange, and they both had on matching masks and stuff, So like I said, again, you all are finding very creative ways to go ahead and celebrate the situation, regardless of the fact that we really are in an unprecedented time. T-Man, did you go to prom? What?
Oh, I didn't go to prom. I was trying to graduate, so I had the English papers to write.
First things first.
First thing. Hey, listen, I had priorities. As either go to prom and not graduate, or graduate and not go to prom. You know, I had my own private prom later with my own music. Okay. Nani, let me ask you this. Last week you got a chance to see President Obama's graduation speech to all the graduating seniors. We talked about this on our prior podcast, is that this is the one graduation speaker that we all gonna remember. How do you feel about President Obama giving you that hope and speech of hope and inspiration? How do you feel about that?
It was it was just amazing, because I don't think there would have been any other president who would have done that. And he's not president anymore, so I don't think there was any other person who would have done that, who has that much authority over people. I don't think
authority and influence. Yes.
Yeah.
So you feel that it was. Do you feel hopeful for the future?
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel hopeful for the future. Now, how do you feel that? I mean, you're going off to. You've been accepted to college, university. Tell our viewers and listeners what university that you shall be attending in the fall. Number one, and number two. Maybe you don't know at this point, will it be virtual because of the COVID-19, or will you be on campus as you planned?
So I will be going to the University of Illinois at Chicago, so UIC, and they are planning on being on campus, but having big lectures online and having the smaller lectures in bigger classrooms so that we can spread out more.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't want to take away from the freshman experience.
All right. Speaking of being on campus, have you thought about joining a sorority?
Sororities aren't my thing. They're expensive, and also.
Girl, you don't want to pledge. I'm telling you now. It's a whole new world. I'm telling you. You know, I got online and I just jumped offline. I'm like, y'all got too many rules. I can't. You know, I'm like.
That's true, and also I don't want to be, because in most sororities, there's only they're mostly Caucasian, and I don't want to be a minority pick.
Yeah, well, you know what, you would feel differently if you were at HBCU, though. I have to say that, but yeah, definitely if you go into a white school, you don't want to get in there so much. And they about ain't gonna let you in anyway. Okay, so
well, I'm gonna say they do have African American sororities. They have Delta Theta Data. They also got the AKAs. So they have those.
They do, but I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on learning. It's been my priority since day one, especially since I've been sick. My priority is education. So,
all right, your authority is education. So education is the major that you want to go into. Why education? And say, for example, not finance.
My major is psychology.
Mm-hmm.
I picked that. I've wanted to study psychology since I was younger. It was either law or psychology. And
do both. You can do both.
I could, but then I realized I could not defend someone who's guilty. I'm too opinionated. And I just think that mental health is extremely important, because there's a lot of shootings, and my main thing was shootings. Everybody behind the gun has always been mentally disturbed. And if there were more psychologists or therapists around and have mental health more acceptable in society and in Black communities in general, then there would be less shootings, there would be less violence, because mental health is a big part of that.
Yeah, you bring up a really important point. You know, when you talk about behavioral health, and you kind of talk about that in terms of the Black community. I mean, we definitely need more people of color to address that issue, because we as a people, we kind of deny that. You know, Black people still, you know, have issues with trying to talk about mental health and mental illness. And a lot of the individuals who you talk about, you know, we suffer PTSD, you know what I'm saying? So those issues need to be addressed. And I think, you know, from a Black perspective, it's always important that, you know, if a person in front of you, you know, looks like you, that they can understand your experience more. And with Black people just kind of sometimes acting like it, you know, we're not, you know, challenged by that, you know, it becomes even more problematic, because you really can't address a problem if you're actually not acknowledging the problem.
Yeah. And it's not, when I say Black, I should have said all people of color, because it's a huge issue in all people of color. It's very common for, let's say, a Caucasian person to go to therapy. It's something they do. They've been doing it.
They're the default.
Yeah. But people of color, it's told that you have to be strong at all times. There's no time to be weak. There's no time for that. But mental health going to a therapist doesn't mean you're weak. It means that you're determined to be stronger. So
so you try to get strong.
Yeah.
You're trying to get strong to do.
I know you haven't met Sheena, Loni. She's your cousin. She's graduated from med school. She's a doctor. She's a psychiatrist. When you come down here, you'll get a chance to meet her. You get to meet Dr. Sheena. You both got a lot in common. You know, she's, of course, a proponent of mental health and people getting therapy and getting help. And it's not so much maybe for tragic things, but also just things in general that, you know, people are depressed because they haven't achieved the goal, or they're just feeling down. They feel they should be somewhere. So there's different layers and different degrees of mental health. But you know what? You need help. And everybody needs help. You can be doing well in school, but you still can go seek greater help. So that's it. Tell us how you had a lot of offers of colleges.
You had a lot of offers, girl.
A lot of
I saw that on Facebook. It's like,
and I know you down to you narrowed it down to, because of Corona, I think schools in the East and far away got eliminated.
Actually, the East Coast schools kind of lingered until the end, as I just felt connected to them because they were the first ones that accepted me.
Yeah.
They accepted me right away.
Yeah.
And well, let's start with, I got accepted to 19 schools.
19.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just trying to get accepted to one. One.
Okay, I don't think I applied to more than about 4 schools.
You know,
I would not recommend applying to the amount of schools that I did, but I took everything so late because I couldn't do my SATs junior year. So I just wanted to have a range of options. So
you had a lot of options. 19's a lot of options.
Yeah, I couldn't choose for the longest time. But I narrowed it down to 5 at first, which was Mount St. Mary's University, St. Francis University, New England College, UIC, DePaul. Actually, I narrowed it down to 6, sorry. And then Bradley University. Then it got down to DePaul and Bradley. But I decided to mix those two together, and the mix of it was UIC. And I'm extremely glad I chose UIC because I like the city aspect, but I also like being in a school that has a range of colors, has a range of ethnicities and nationalities.
Yeah, you want diversity.
Yeah.
But we're kind of used to that, you know.
Yeah.
We're used to it. Well, you know, we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
In fact, we're proud of all our grandkids. You know, they all have their strengths and they all have their weaknesses. I remember 4 years ago, we went to Alana's graduation, And I vowed that I would never be out here again in the middle of June when it's cold. But little did I know that for yours that we were gonna miss it, and that because of this deadly virus that's going around and impacting everybody. So, but I'm happy that you made the decision that you did, because I thought University of Illinois Chicago was a great pick, and you can't go wrong. It's a first-class school. It has, if you want to go into law, they have a law school. They're now associated with John Marshall Law School. Exactly. They have a medical campus, medical schools, Rush, and there's one more medical. Stroger is also affiliated with it. So it's a first-class university. I know a lot of people went there. Absolutely. It has a great school of social work. You know, your grandmother was considering that. The only problem was she had to drive and park, and you know that becomes issues. So
she couldn't get $10 drive, and she wasn't going.
Yeah, if I wasn't driving, she wasn't going.
Yeah, so otherwise she went.
but you know, we're happy about that. So, what are your immediate plans when this quarantine is so-called lifted? Do you got any vacation plans? Are you gonna go to like Great America? Or is there some place that you would like to see, or people you like to have come visit you?
Hopefully it ends before, like way before the fall term. But I think I'm just going to try and see my close friends, because we're all going to different parts of the United States. I have one friend that's going all the way to England. So yeah, and so I just want to get to have that time to say goodbye to them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's the only thing that we're doing.
That sounds what's most important right now, because you know when you all split up, like I said, you know, it may many years before you all actually see each other. Maybe you'll see each other on social media and stuff like that. But that's awesome.
So I know a lot of people don't know about this about you, Loni, but I do, because you know we're family. That you are a painter.
Yeah.
And you have artwork. And Sandra, I'm gonna have to show you off camera. My wife.
You know, I'm Facebook friends with her mom, and her mom puts the stuff.
Well, you might have. Well, I don't know if you've seen this artwork.
Familiar with her artistry.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, but who hasn't seen it? Show us a couple. I know you got one of your paintings behind you, and you got one beside you. So let's see the one that's close. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh,
beautiful.
You got a name for that one?
No, it's just, I usually just call it Lollipop Asian.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right.
The one behind me took months to do, because I kept having to start over. But it was kind of a mess up of one, so I just started putting random things over it. But I do have a drawing I just completed.
Okay, can you show us that?
Let's see if you could see. Let's see if you can see.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Awesome.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So
some of that old Diana Ross hair, you know.
Psychology. Are you going to do like maybe art for a minor? I also know that you sing, you know, that you have a lot of skills besides that you sing and you paint and you draw. Are you going to use that maybe as a minor or a double major?
I'm looking into it. I might do art therapy.
Awesome.
As a minor.
Oh, that'd be great.
It sounded interesting, and it kind of incorporates everything I love doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not going to keep you from your busy day, because we know your paintbrushes, you don't want to get them dry. So we're going to say goodbye. That I love you. Me and Mama loves you. And tell the rest of your family that we'll be talking to him soon.
Okay.
And that,
so proud of you, Lonnie. Congratulations.
You know what? I want to ask you
Just
one
be
more
blessed, you know.
One more question before we go. Was your grandmother, my wife, and your mother, did they inspire you about them like returning to school, finishing and getting their degrees? Was that an inspiration for you also?
Yes, it was, because just going to Mama's graduation dinner and going to her, it made me believe in school. It made me want to strive to achieve the highest of my potential, especially when Mom went back to school, because it was so out of the blue. It was shocking. A lot of determination in me. It struck a lot of determination in me.
Right.
It made me, well, they technically made me who I am. I'm a mixture of both of them. A lot. I'm so much like Mama.
Well, I'm glad you got the good parts of them. You got the beauty and you got the brains. That's the good parts of them.
We are a very determined bunch of people.
Yes, they are. Tell me.
They made me, like, there's no challenge that I can't get through. They made me believe that.
Well,
absolutely.
Well,
Black girl magic all day long.
Yep.
Okay, that's what's good, right?
All right. So, Loni, thank you very much. Thank you for your insight. Good luck in this upcoming year. Stay safe, stay strong. You're an inspiration not only to us, some of us older people, but for some of your younger peers also. And this is T the Man from Lee Street B, along with Sandra Tucker and Loni Longsworth, giving words of inspiration. So
happy Memorial Day, y'all.
We'll see you on Lee Street B. Goodbye.